You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
The running of the Bulls comes to an end in the 901 as Memphis takes down USF. We'll recap that game, speak with some players about why they play football, and look ahead to the first ever matchup against Charlotte. It's The Ryan Silverfield Show. Let's go.
The game is on.
The Ryan Silverfield Show is presented by AutoZone. When you've got car trouble, you want help from number one. So if you've got a battery problem, head to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And by Conway Services, the official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent chicken, just the chicken sandwich. RJ Young, technology solutions that power your business. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams.
That's 3 in a row. The Tigers are on a roll. All the goals still ahead. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Woloshin.
And I'm Doc Holliday. Let's take a look at the highlights.
The Tigers back at the crib for homecoming, looking for their third straight win against the resurgent USF squad. Memphis got the ball first and easily marched down the field. Seth Hennigan faking everyone in the building out for the walk-in 4-yard touchdown. 7-0 Tigers. Bulls first possession. Byron Brown drops back to pass, but the ball slips out of his hand. Chandler Martin right there to scoop it. Tripped up, but Memphis with the ball inside the USF 5. Quick cash in after that. Play fake. And again, this time has Brendan Doyle leaky out wide open. Tigers take a 14-0 lead less than 4 minutes into the game. Later in the first, deja vu off the fake. No one follows Doyle, so Hennigan connects with him for another touchdown. Second of the afternoon for him. 21-7 U of M to the second quarter. This is coming right your kitchen. Hennigan drops a dime in the corner of the end zone to Anthony Lanphier. All the tight ends feasting. 10-yard tutty. Tigers up 28-14 at that juncture. Later in the second, Hennigan was in his bag. Makes some magic happen. Dumps it to Rock Taylor. Cue the fights on. Hennigan with 5 total touchdowns before halftime. Home team up 35-28 at the break. To the third, this USF offense was no joke. Kelly Joyner races to glory from 9 yards out. The Bulls take their first lead of the day, 42-38. Not to worry, about 2 minutes later, Blake Watson was quiet early, but he's too good to keep down all day. Breaks loose, see ya. 34-yard crib call. Memphis back in front, 45-42. To the fourth, Hennigan took a hit to his shoulder earlier in the game. This time he scrambles, gets hit, and stays down. QB1 would leave the game, come back for a series, then set out the rest of the day. And the man who replaced him was keeping cool under pressure. Very first play after the injury, Tevin Carter to Rock Taylor, who avoids the first tackle, turns upfield, adios, 85 yards to the crib. Carter's second career completion and first touchdown pass as a Tiger. Memphis up 52-42, an absolute slugfest that the Tigers come out on top of. They're victorious 59-50 to move to 7-2 on the year. Let's hear some post-game chatter.
Obviously, winning football games are hard, but proud of the effort. Found a way to win a game on homecoming. Obviously, you'll be able to celebrate those former players and the alumni of this great university. You guys know I never lose sight of what an honor and a privilege it is to be the head football coach here. So to our alumni that were there and that continue to believe and give back, and all of our former players that were there today, that was for you guys. Our student section, once again, absolutely phenomenal. I'd put our student section against anybody else in the country.
Honestly, when Steph first went down, that's my boy, so I was kind of concerned about, is he good? Is he going to be all right? I knew I was up. And so I was just ready. So when my number was called, like they say be, and I trusted in Rock. I gave it to him, and he made it do what he did.
Coach, let's go back a little bit to Denton, Texas. 47 seconds left in the game. You've just given up the go-ahead score. You talked about the calm on your sidelines. Does that go back to spring, all the bonding this team did together?
Yeah, I think that's part of it, right? You think about what occurs in between the white lines. so much of that actually has to do with culture, right? And being around each other and the trust and the belief and the bonding. And you go through what you do is you think about all the hard work, the blood, sweat, and tears, as we know that the Tigers put in and week out, and that starts in January. So when you're looking over there and you got great confidence in the huddle and you're looking at your teammates' eyes, you know, man, we got this. And that's part of it because guess what? You've been pushing sleds with these guys in the indoor since January, right? You've been grinding out in the heat of August of Memphis, right? During training camp. You've been by each other. We've had discussions, we've had bonding segments. And I think all of a sudden when you get that, man, when it comes time to go shine, right, you look at each other, you say, okay, we got this, and that calmness, that belief in one another, that's all part of things that have occurred long before that actual ball gets snapped.
And talking about having a team that likes each other, you know, the team chemistry. A lot of times it doesn't matter what you do. Sometimes cats just not gonna like each other. So do you look at, you know, personalities, the type of young men you bring in and hoping that they can mesh together, because that's what it has to be, the individual player?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that anytime we're recruiting a young man, whether it be a true freshman coming in or somebody in the portal, right, the character of that young man, the personality, are they gonna fit with what we want? Right? It may be a really talented player that, hey, this is not the right mold for us. This is not what Memphis Tiger football is about. This guy's not going to do it our way. But if we find those type of young guys, and like you said, not everybody's going to get along. We're a family. We've got 120 plus, you know, another 50 staff members. We're a family, and every family's got a nut. And maybe I'm the one in this family, but the reality of it is that they've learned to care about each other, and we're all pulling in the right direction. You know, when we talk about being all in, right, that second L stands for love. And we have to have a brotherhood, we have to have a family type atmosphere. And is it always perfect? No. But the belief in one each other, the bonding that goes through it, and really the trust and understanding, hey guys, we're all in this to make each other better, you know, be the best person we can be every single day and lay it out on their line for our football program.
You go to Le Bonheur, you go to grammar schools, you do service work. What are those bonding moments like? How important are those?
Well, I think, you know, one, it just gives our guys a time to be together. And we're always going to be together on the field of play, at practice, day in and day out, sitting shoulder to shoulder in meeting rooms. But then all of a sudden you get the opportunity to go give back to this great community and be around each other. You see how other guys are affected. Or you may go to Le Bonheur and you may see a different personality of one of your players that, man, he's always been serious on the field and he's tough-minded, and man, look at him over there, you know, talking to the cancer patient. He's got tears in his eyes, and look how kind and gentle he is. You get to see sides of guys you don't always get to see on a day-to-day, and that's what makes it so remarkable, because we've got so many wonderful young men that all blend together and create this giant family.
Now it's time for an inside look with the Tigers athletic training staff.
We're fortunate to have Brian back this year. He started with me last year, so he's taken on a big role for us. We have 3 athletic training fellows that do a tremendous job with us with the day-to-day operation. And then we also have Miss Monica Baker, who's our PT, who helps us in the mass chaos at times with guys post-operative, you know, so we can kind of do some of the day-to-day stuff while she kind of takes care of some of the guys for long-term rehabs. But it takes everybody, all hands on deck. I mean, I just like the relationships we build with the student athletes. You know, you see them at the highest of highs and lowest at lows, but ultimately, you know, we're here, you know, and the coaches are here to win and win at a high level. And obviously we're, you know, taking care of the health and safety and well-being of the student athletes. But, you know, watching them have success on the field, you know, winning, you know, whether it's scoring a touchdown or a big play, you know, and then also, you know, watching some of these guys come back from, you know, rehabs and long-term injuries that, you know, day one it looked rough, but, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel, you know, and see these guys succeed on the other end, I think that's just satisfying to, you know, what we do as a whole.
Every player on this team has a unique reason why they play the game. We'll hear a couple of those stories coming up next.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Welcome back to The Ryan Silverfield Show. Every year, Coach Silverfield asks his players a very simple but important question. Who's your why? Let's hear some of those answers.
Who's my why? I would say it's a multitude of reasons. You know, first off, my family, all the sacrifices they made growing up, growing up, you really don't think about all the things, the little things that your parents do, you know, the money it takes to go to these events, get you through this stuff. You really just take it for granted because you're a kid, you don't know any better. So as I grew up, I realized and I developed this appreciation toward them, you know, of all the sacrifices and stuff they made. Of course, like, you know, you got people along the way who you know, may have passed on or went away for some time. So those people right there, you keep in mind because they always made sure you was in a good position, you know, and kept your head on straight to do the right thing. So those people are my why. They always say they're proud of you. You know, parents are always gonna be proud of you, and they don't want it. They say they don't want anything back. I tell them I want to make the most of this situation and, you know, try to help us out. And they always tell me they're proud of me, but that's never enough for me. I want to retire them hopefully one day, and, you know, so stuff like that. So it ain't nothing I can do to really pay them back, you know, or comprehend the sacrifices they made for me. The middle picture I have is my grandmother. She passed 9, 12, 15. She's a big reason I play. She used to come to all of my Pee Wee games, all of those things, you know. And it really, she used to tell me I was so big then, man, when I was like 12, 13 years old. I just, sometimes I wish she could see me now, you know, seeing my dreams and stuff like that. I got my mom and dad. They're the reason I'm here right now. They always told me to keep pushing no matter what I was going through. You know, they always had my back and always encouraged me to keep going. Nothing worth having is ever easy, you know what I'm saying? So, and I also got my brother. My brother is like my best friend. He's someone I can always rely on, talk to, you know, stuff like that, man, ask for advice. He just makes sure that I keep my head on straight.
First and foremost, my why is God. I thank him every morning when I wake up, and he's blessed me with tremendous talent. So I'm thankful for that, and I play the game through him and honor him. And also my family is my why. My dad, my mom, my brother, you know, the tremendous love and support they give me, you know, that's what keeps me going. So it allows me to work hard. So those people are my why for sure. Just calling them and hear their voice and just know that they're there for me and they're thinking about me, and, you know, that pushes me and motivates me to go harder. So, and like seeing all my family come together and travel state to state to see me play, that means the world to me too. So, I just work hard for them, and for sure, they're my why. If, like you said, if I'm having a bad day or like some things going wrong, I kind of picture them in the back of my mind, and I might go do some extra work or something like that, just because making them proud makes me happy. In the back of my locker is my mom and my dad. The picture of my dad is when I played basketball when I was younger, and the picture of my mom is after a varsity game my senior year. So, you know, just going in the early morning, seeing that in the back of my locker, you know, I feel like Silverfield did a good idea with that. So seeing that every day is, you know, it's good for me and good for my mental health.
I would say my family. I wouldn't just say one person. I would say my mother and my father, my siblings, like even my community back in Arkansas, Blytheville, Arkansas is my why, the reason why I do everything I'm doing at the moment. I say that is my biggest why, just representing them in the best way I can, giving the community something to look forward to in life. As a whole, they help me in a big way, like off the field, on the field, just talking to me, mentoring me, telling me what I need to do, keeping me head on, steering me away from anything that I don't need to be doing, from whether it's friends, family. Your path is this way and follow this path and keep going and making us proud. Showing up to the game, like every home game, it's at least 30 of my family members, people from the community coming to the games, just, you know, supporting. I say that's how they keep me headstrong and just making sure I'm doing the right things. In the back of my locker, I have my family. We had like a brunch one day, like right before I went out for school. It's like my aunts, my sisters, my nieces, nephews, mom, dad, grandma, everybody in the back of my locker. And then on my cleats, like at the bottom of my cleats, I wrote my brother's name on the bottom just to let him know that I'm proud of him and I'm working for him because he passed away this past spring. So just keep me going, just let him know that I'm doing something to represent him.
My family is the biggest reason why I play football. They've sacrificed a lot since high school and being in college. They have been at every game I've played. It's been over 45 games. They've been at every single one of them. My brother played college football and I wanted to be just like him, and he was the reason that I'm here. And my mom and dad, they show me what hard work is every day, and they're the ones who keep me going. And then my faith, you know, if God allows me to play this game, I'm gonna keep playing it as long as I can. My family's in the back of my locker, and it helps every day looking at them. You know, they're 6 hours away. I get to see them for games, and that's really it, but it's nice, you know, see a picture of them every day when I come into the facility. I think it was last year is my first game at Memphis, and it's pretty special because that was one of the first games that my brother got to see me play because he was playing college football. So everyone was together, and it's a pretty special game for sure.
Definitely my family. They play a big part in everything for real. Like why I want to do it. They believed in me when sometimes, you know, as a person, you don't believe in yourself, but my family always believed in me. I think about that all the time, so they definitely my why. I'm trying to prove them right like that they believed in me for the right reasons all the time. I'm trying to prove myself right too. And I also had a little brother that passed. I think about him. Like I got to try to make the plays that he wasn't able to make. He was very good in football too, but you know, he passed away. He lived in a rough part of Cincinnati. I have a picture of him in my locker, a picture of me with my family on senior night, a picture of me and all my little cousins. Because I know I'm the oldest grandchild of my family, so I'm a big inspiration to them too.
Right now, I say my why is my family. More specifically, I just had a son. He's pretty much been my motivation all year, really been helping me get over the hump when we're in a game and we kind of need a long drive. That's kind of who I think about. It's changed my mindset, just the way I approach everything, the way I come in the building. I try to just value everything because I know the time I'm spending here is the time that I'm having away from him. So when I'm here, I just try to maximize everything every day and get the most out of what I'm doing. I have a picture of him that I have on my wallpaper, and I look at it before I go out every day, really. My son, I look at pictures of him 100 times a day, so it's kind of, they really are the moving force in my life every day. I have a picture of Dennis, my best friend, Dennis Mitchell. He passed away in the middle of a football game, and I got him tatted on my arm, and he's been a big driver for me these past couple years. The top left corner is a picture of me and my sister. Bottom left is a picture of me, my mom, and my little brother on the visit here. They had junior day, and I came up and we took a picture together, and that's kind of, we really ain't had many family pictures, but that was one of the first ones we all was kind of in a picture, so it was really motivating. Those kind of been the biggest influences in my life, and they've been able to sacrifice, and my mom kind of played both roles, and she was the one out there throwing the football with me, shooting hoops, and so she's really been a huge factor in me being able to have success. She wasn't really a fan of it at first, but she used to see how much it made me happy, how much it made me smile, so she'll take time out of her day and just stand in the yard and throw me the ball, although I never played a skill position, but she used to help me live out that dream.
The Tigers are back on the road in Charlotte, digging for gold against the 49ers. We'll preview that game. Coming up next.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone. Let's take a look at the AutoZone road ahead.
We got a first coming up. That will be Charlotte and a brand new coach who's kind of a character.
Yeah, well, look, we're excited. Obviously, this is one of those new conference opponents, so there's a lot of unknowns. We're going to a new place, a city. Obviously, Charlotte's a great town. Excited to get there, excited to go see a new stadium, a new head coach, like you said, that doesn't wear sleeves on game day, so I'm excited about that. But this is another conference opponent. This game is as important as any of them. It's the next one. We got to go out there and find a way to win the football game.
I remember seeing him at AAC Media Day, and he was mad that people didn't have a lot of questions for him. He got a little attitude. But anyway, as far as you, what are you looking forward to as far as this matchup?
Yeah, can we handle another away game, right? This is a little bit further travel than we're used to. Obviously, first time that we're going east, so we've got set the clocks forward an hour. And can we handle the travel? Can we handle the stadium? Can we handle the atmosphere? A new opponent, so there's going to be a lot of unknowns.
Would you ever consider that fashion statement for yourself? The sleeveless look like Pat McAfee?
Well, he's got, they all have better arms than I do. They're all, probably better bodies than me. But, maybe one day I'll pull it out.
That was tonight's AutoZone Road Ahead. AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination and official sponsor of Tiger Athletics. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
I think Ryan's guns would look good with the sleeveless thing. We'll be back with a wrap in just a minute.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Thanks so much for watching. Next week, we'll talk Charlotte and maybe the biggest game since 2019. Have a great week, everybody.
The Ryan Silverfield Show is presented by AutoZone. When you've got car trouble, you want help from #1. So if you've got a battery problem, head to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone. And by Conway Services, the official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent chicken, just the chicken sandwich. RJ Young, technology solutions that power your business. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams. This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Memphis. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Memphis and Learfield.